Dark Truth of a Thailand Girl. Chapter 1. The Innocent Beginning. In a small village in northern Thailand, nestled between green mountains and fields of rice, a girl named Anong was born. Her family was poor, but warm-hearted. Her father was a farmer. Her mother sold vegetables in the local market. They didn't have much, but they had love. Anong grew up barefoot, running through the fields, swimming in the nearby stream, and helping her mother weave baskets to sell. She dreamed of becoming a teacher someday. Education, however, was expensive. Her parents struggled to keep her in school. Many girls from her village dropped out early to work in factories or help at home. Still, Anong was determined. She would sit under the dim light of a kerosene lamp at night, reading her books, whispering to herself, "One day I will leave this village and make my family proud." But life had a different plan. Chapter 2. The Tempting Promise. When Anong was 15, a woman from the city visited their village. She wore shiny clothes, gold jewelry, and carried a phone that amazed everyone. She told the villagers about good jobs in Bangkok, where girls could work as waitresses, hotel receptionists, or shop assistants. To a poor family, it sounded like a miracle. The woman said, "Your daughter is pretty and smart. She can earn good money. She can send money home, and you won't have to work so hard anymore." Anong's father hesitated, but her mother said with tears in her eyes, "Maybe this is her chance. We have nothing else to offer her." With hope and fear, they agreed. They believed Anong would live a better life, but the woman was not offering jobs. She was a trafficker. Chapter 3. The City of Night. Bangkok was nothing like Anong imagined. She thought she would see tall buildings, lights, and opportunities. Instead, she found herself locked in a small apartment with other girls. Their passports and IDs were taken away. They were told, "You owe us money for your travel, clothes, and food. Until you pay your debt, you must work." And that work was not serving food in restaurants. That night, Anong realized the dark truth. The city that promised her freedom had become her prison. She was forced to wear revealing clothes and entertain men in bars. If she refused, she was beaten. If she cried, she was locked up without food. Anong's dreams of being a teacher turned into nights of shame and pain. Chapter 4. The Hidden Pain. To the outside world, Bangkok's nightlife looked glamorous. Neon lights, music, and dancing. Foreign tourists filled the bars, laughing and drinking. But behind every smile of the girls working there was a story of poverty, betrayal, and despair. Anong learned to fake her smile. She learned to dance, to laugh at men's jokes, and to hide her tears. Every night, she told herself, "I'm doing this for my family. They think I work in a hotel. They don't know the truth." She sent money home regularly. Her parents proudly told the village that their daughter had a good job in the city. They didn't know she was paying with her body. The dark truth of her life was a secret she carried alone. Chapter 5. The broken heart. One day, a kind man from another country came to the bar. He treated Anong with respect, unlike the others. He asked her name, her story, and listened with gentle eyes. For the first time in years, Anong felt seen as a human, not just a body. She dreamed that maybe he would save her, marry her, take her far away. But when she confessed her reality, his face changed. He pitied her, but he never returned. That night, she realized another truth. People want to taste our smiles, but no one wants to carry our pain. Chapter 6. The Endless Cycle. Years passed. Anong grew older. New girls arrived, some as young as 13. They cried the same way she once cried, and she comforted them with the same lies she once told herself. It will get better. But deep inside, she knew most girls never escaped. Some died from disease. Some lost their minds. Some disappeared. And yet, every night, the bars were full of men. Tourists who came for fun. Locals who turned a blind eye. Authorities who accepted bribes. This was the dark truth of Thailand girls trapped in the world of trafficking and exploitation. Chapter 7. The Final Cry. One night, after years of silent suffering, Anong sat by the window of her tiny room. She looked at the stars and whispered to herself, "I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to help children. Instead, I became a lesson that the world refuses to learn." Her life was stolen, not by fate alone, but by greed, poverty, and the cruelty of those who preyed on innocence. Anong's story is not just her own. It is the story of thousands of girls hidden behind neon lights, whose voices are never heard. Mai's story did not end with her escape. In many ways, it was only the beginning of another struggle, the struggle of healing, finding her own voice, and making sense of the pain she had carried for so long. When she started writing her memories in a small notebook she bought from a market stall, she realized just how much had been trapped inside her heart. Each word came like a release, but also like a wound being opened again. She wrote about the nights in Pattaya, the laughter she had to fake, the men who treated her like an object, the constant fear of being punished if she said no. She wrote about the other girls, many younger than her, who had no one to protect them. Sometimes she cried while writing. Sometimes she stared at the paper, unable to put her feelings into words. But she never stopped. For the first time, she was not hiding her truth. Chapter 8. Finding Allies. One day, Mai met a woman named Anong at a community center for women in Bangkok. Anong was a volunteer counselor who had once worked in the entertainment industry herself. She noticed Mai sitting silently in the corner of the room during a support group session. "You don't have to talk today," Anong said softly, sitting beside her. "But when you are ready, your story matters." Those words struck something inside Mai. For years, she had been made to feel invisible, like her pain didn't matter, But here was someone telling her that her voice carried weight. Slowly, she began opening up to Anong. She shared her fears, her guilt, her dreams of becoming a teacher one day. "You survived," Anong told her, "and survival is strength, not shame." Chapter 9. Returning home. After nearly a year in Bangkok, Mai decided to visit her mother in the village. She had avoided going back for so long because of shame and fear of judgment. Would her family accept her? Would the villagers gossip? When she finally arrived, her mother embraced her with tears in her eyes. "You are my daughter," she said firmly. "I don't care what you have been through. You are alive, and that is enough." That night, Mai sat outside their small wooden house, looking at the stars she had missed during the years of city lights and suffocating clubs. She realized how much she longed for peace and normalcy. But even in the village, the whispers came. Some neighbors looked at her with pity, others with quiet judgment. She heard phrases like city girl and spoiled life. It hurt, but Mai decided not to let their words define her anymore. Chapter 10. Speaking Out. Back in Bangkok, Anong encouraged Mai to share her story at a small seminar organized by an NGO fighting human trafficking. At first, Mai was terrified. Standing in front of strangers, she felt her throat tighten. But then she remembered the nights she had wished for someone to hear her, someone to believe her. "I was 14 when I was taken to the city," she began, her voice trembling. "I thought I would be working in a restaurant. Instead, I was trapped in a place I could not escape from." Her words poured out, raw, painful, honest. Some people in the audience cried. Others sat in stunned silence. For the first time, Mai felt the power of telling the truth, not just for herself, but for countless girls who had no chance to speak. Chapter 11. The Long Road of Healing. Healing did not happen overnight. Some nights, Mai still woke up screaming from nightmares. She struggled with trust and intimacy. When a kind man named Arun showed interest in her, she pushed him away at first, afraid of being hurt again. But Arun was patient. He never pressured her. Slowly, Mai allowed herself to believe that maybe love could exist without control, without pain. She began studying, again, determined to finish her education. Her dream of becoming a teacher grew stronger. "If I can teach even one girl that her life is valuable, that she deserves choices, then my pain won't be wasted," she told Anong. Chapter 12. The Dark Truth and the Light Beyond. My story is not unique. Thousands of girls in Thailand and around the world face the same darkness. The truth is that poverty, desperation, and exploitation create a cycle that traps them. Society often blames them instead of protecting them. But Mai's journey shows another truth. Survival is possible. Healing is possible. And change is possible when voices are raised against silence. Years later, Mai stood in front of a classroom filled with young children. She was finally a teacher. She looked at their eager faces, and thought of her own lost childhood. A deep ache remained inside her, but so did pride. She had turned her scars into strength. When one of her students asked, "Teacher Mai, why do you always tell us to be brave?" she smiled softly and replied, "Because courage can change everything." And that was the real ending of her story. Not only the dark truth she carried, but the light she chose to build from it.